Good evening everyone and welcome to the last ticketed Ascent Tournament for the EU server. I'm going to take you straight to my garage because the room invite will be up any moment now. Tonight I am following Win. Win of course needing to battle it out for a place in the top 8, and it will be tricky for them, and I'll show you why as soon as the room invite is there. There you go, because I don't want to risk missing that. Basically what we are dealing with is this. This is the scoreboard currently for the EU server. The cups above is what they can win tonight, and there is basically 5 clans battling out for 2 places. But one thing to keep in mind here is that Lux Novum, Immor and Souls all have a buy. So they actually skip the first round, so they get 2.7k cups to begin with. And Win and FBI do not. Now, I've lost all respect for FBI with what they pulled last week, and they shouldn't even, well, they could be in this tournament, but they shouldn't even be like this in the ranking. But Win basically has to win 2 rounds in order to get past Immor and Lux Novum and Souls. So that will be tricky to say the least. But they can do it, and I've seen them pull basically magic out of their ass or out of their heads, however you want to say it. They've done magical things, and I'm really rooting for these guys to make it in the top 8. But yes, it will be difficult because if they win this round, they are up against Loka next, and that's also not going to be easy because, as you can see, Loka is placed 4th at this point. And yeah, it's not going to be easy, but they can do it. They've been in the top 8 several times before, and that has never been a fluke. They've always made it work. So like I said, these are the cups that are on the line tonight, depending on where you score. And basically, if we make it all the way to the end, all I need to do is put the placing afterwards in this, and it will... OBS was actually derping there. And it will automatically, put the final score here. So that is basically what we're going to do. I'm going to take this away so that it won't be on your screen. And now we just have to wait just under 3 minutes before we get to go into the game and see what happens. Not seeing any drop frames, even though Windows notified me that OBS had reconnected. I hope everything is okay, but we'll see. Basically all we can do now is wait. And like I said, it's going to be tricky, but Win has got what it takes. They can do this. They haven't made it to the professionals multiple times just because they couldn't, because they can. So fingers crossed, root for Win, and we'll see what happens tonight. Just over 2 minutes left to go. Win is all present. Zenith is not, but they have enough players to start the game, and enough players have readied up to start the game. Unless Ultra, of course, drops offline and Chopam doesn't actually ready up. But there we go. They still have 2 minutes though, so they've got plenty of time. Win is ready with 2 113s, a Sherry, a T22 medium, 2 IS4s and an STB. That is a peculiar lineup to choose when you're going to Dynasty Sprue, which is of course a map that can generally take a lot with super heavies and everything, with the positioning that it has. So it will be interesting to see what they do with this line, because this is a lot more mobile and less armorish than you think. Just over a minute left to go. I have to admit I am a little bit nervous, but that's because I want these guys to go through. And I know they've got what it takes. But they've not had the most easy matchmaking, as shown also by their not getting a bye, because statistically they're a bit below the other teams, so they kept put in earlier matches, and that is of course a disadvantage, because you actually have to fight more to get the same prizes. So let's see, 36 seconds left to go, and there is a 7th player for Zenith. Tox Benny arrived with half a minute left to go. And Zenith has now readied up in a T62A, a 113, 4 IS4s and a Sherry. And like I said, it will be interesting to see what they do with this. Zenith has no chance whatsoever for the top 8. But Win definitely does, so the pressure is definitely on them. And here we go. Countdown clock has begun. We are going into the match now. Dun 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 dun. Here we go. Some snowmen. Everyone is from North in Win. If I remember correctly. I'm not sure if remember correctly. They're all from Finland. I'm just not sure all. But pretty much all of Win is from Finland, which is a very lovely country. I've been there once. Absolutely gorgeous. And here we go. Let's see what they do. Oh, my camera's derping a little bit. That's not very promising. But Win focusing on the right side of the map near base B. We have Left Not, of course, one of the missile gurus, going in for an early base cap. Ooh, that is cheeky. I wonder if he's going to get away with that. He might not. Big hit into Chopham. But now, if he can survive this, if he can... Ooh, he gets away with it. Right Nut. Basically protect. We have some crossfire going on. Left Nut now, not really in position to get all that much shooting in. Unless he exposes, which helps when they're not looking at him. And we see bits and pieces of HP being lost overall. Right Nut now in trouble. But immediately he has the crossfire from his teammates. Kuma arriving in the STB with the lovely gun depression. And basically Win is in positions where they are supporting each other, and I really like that. Base C not being capped, they're ignoring that. They are going after the mediums here. And they are potentially getting themselves boxed in. The Sheridan has been taken out now. Left Not losing quite a bit of HP. Win actually getting in each other's way a little bit. But basically we have entered the fuckfest stage and it's all about the focus fire. There goes Yeetabix. And now it is Destructors that is up next for elimination. There he goes. Left Nut arriving. Massive double tap there. Nicely done. Fake Nubicum is gone. And now it is 7 versus 3. Sapeperiu, probably pronounced that all wrong. Looking back, but he's not, basically he can't be shot there. And now it is 6 versus 2. Win has lost only 1 gun. Right Nut staying safe. Left Nut being ignored. He's one of the most dangerous people to ignore here. As shown here. Even though we've not seen like the trick shots that we sometimes do. He does have them and he makes them look so easy. And the first match here is definitely for Win. That cheeky B cap basically drew them all out. And Win was just ready to get that crossfire in. That is absolutely lovely. Very nicely played. And in just under 2 minutes we get to go back into the Dynasty Sprawl. And we'll see what happens then. And I want to see the trick shot at the same time. I don't want to see AGGM at all. Because I've not exactly made it a secret of being against them. In the meantime, you're at the point where you're seeing my Excel file. Oh my god. I was making that and I made this like ginormous formula to make it work right. Because yes, there would have been easier ways and I would have been able to figure that out. But I figured it was like easier to make a very long easy formula. But yeah. 1 minute left to go. Win is ready for the second match in 2 113s, a Sherry, a T22 medium, an STB and 2 IS4s. Chopham not online on the other side, but he might make it back in the remaining about 47 seconds. Whereas the rest of his team is taking an E100 and 113, 4 IS4s and potentially a Sherry, depending on whether Chopham makes it back in time or not. But yeah, we'll see how this will go. Love the focus fire on Win's side. They make quite an aggressive push, but it very much worked out. I was a bit worried that they were going to get themselves boxed into an alley. But basically, they just made it work beautifully. In the meantime, Kiwi has made it into the stream. 10 seconds left. Teams need to ready up. Tanks have been changed. We now see 2 113s, 2 IS4s and 2 T62As and no Chopham. So that means that Zenith now has 6 players rather than 7. And that's not gonna go well for them probably. Because that is a whole gun advantage worth in HP and in firepower. At least they're being lighthearted about it. And here we go, up and away. Win, going towards the base C side again. I wonder if they're going to do the same thing, but this time we have the 2 T62As on the other side that are probably ready for it. He gets in there. Ooh, my mouse is derping again. He gets in there, he gets away with it. Zenith now heading towards the middle. And you see Leftnut has turned around to get out of there fast. Base C is now being kept. They have base B. He doesn't need to stay there. He does take a big hit, but he takes one massive one back. And look at the HP just bleeding from Ultra Instinct. And again, the focus fire is on point. We do see some traces going other ways as well. Leftnut basically letting himself get murdered there. But he's still alive and Ultra Instinct is not. T62A is now going after Leftnut, who is barely alive at this stage. But Win is pushing in, going for the tanks in the middle, going for the juicy mediums. While Leftnut basically created a diversion, split them up. Torpy not looking too healthy. And they want to take the 113 out, but Torpy is going first. Destructors is almost destructed. There you go. Sabapeyu not looking too healthy either. He's next in line to go. It is now 6 versus 3. Leftnut still alive, just don't ask how. Massive hit into fake Nubicum there. Yutibix almost gone. There he goes. Leftnut still alive, just don't ask how. And there goes fake Nubicum. Leftnut survives. And Win has the second match. There we go. About double the damage done by Win. But this is basically one of the massive effects of having a gun extra in your team. Or rather, your enemy missing a gun. And HP. Because there wasn't even a way for them to be effective in any way, even as a dead target. So that was cheeky, but Win brought home the first match. In the meantime, I'm getting some PMs. And now let's just have a quick look at the chart. And I'm just glad Win won this first round. Now they're on equal footing with Lux Novum, Imor and Souls. But they are up against Loka, which is not going to be easy. In the meantime, let's see. Do we know the other scorings yet? Probably not, because these games were over very, very quickly. No, the rest isn't known yet. But it will definitely not be easy pickings to get past Loka here. And they need to win this one in order to have a chance at the top 8. So massive fingers crossed here. Well, lots of fingers crossed here. Makes it kind of hard to control the camera, but there we go. And in the meantime, I'm going to show you a replay or two before we go into the next matchup. Just need to be patient with my laptop, as it has to open the folder, and at this stage, with my laptop being as busy as it is with streaming and OBS and the game and everything, it just requires a lot of patience. But here we go. Let's see, what have I got for you? Let's actually show you a game in the waffle. And see how that goes. Lovely to see the chat here. Here we go. Ivory driving the waffle. Kinda curious what she does here. It is a ratings game. And let's see. I'm always a bit hesitant to show TD replays because either you're gonna see some really epic gameplay and people are gonna play it forwards, or you have TDs that stay at the back and camp away the whole time, and that is not something I'm a fan of because it's very boring to watch. But we'll see how Ivory does and what she chooses to do in this tank. It is actually a tank that I'm not too good in, to be fair. Waffle and I just don't get along. It's not a bad tank in any case, but I'm just not a fan of it. Let's see. We have found a nice little bush here. No targets yet though. But he can possibly support his team. Sorry, my bad. This is... I always find it funny when people are assuming that I'm a guy. Because pretty much everyone in this game is a guy, but I find that I do the same thing. And with Ivory, I actually know she's a girl. Wow, that guy though. If this pans, that will be an epic shot, but you have to take... No, that's not gonna work. Aim carefully. There you go. Let's see. Nice. No, that would be a very tricky shot. You could do it there. Oh, no. Not aimed enough. Aimed too forwards. Let's see. You have to be careful. This is basically what I mean. Ivory, though getting some damage in, is also basically staying in the same spot, not necessarily being effective for the team. And that is why I have against how most people play TDs. Because even now, she's not really moving. Let's see. Base A has finally been capped. Nope, not aimed enough. Especially when you're staying like this and you're not moving to help your team, you need to make sure that every shot you take count. There you go, that's better. Cheeky shot. Ooh. And the AMX is not even paying attention. That is very nice for our little waffle here. Ivory getting some nice shots in. He has some troubles though, there are players there. It is 2 versus 4. And that definitely helps. He needs to keep his teammate alive. And his teammates need to not YOLO and make his shots count. Waffle now appearing. Oh, high roll. Well done. That's a lot of luck at the exact right moment. And in this case, I definitely agree. You can't keep hugging that bush, Ivory. He needs the help. He's full health. He can take the shot. And if the object 140 dies, I'm not sure that this is gonna go well. There you go. They won. Well done. There we go. Nice little ace. 5.5k damage. Definitely epic damage. But in this case, I feel she should have moved earlier. Done more for the team. Because even if this was an ace, this was mostly an ace due to damage done. And a high roll on the waffle definitely helped. But it is always a very tricky thing. Because if you play TD like this, you can get the shots in. But it doesn't necessarily mean that you're being effective to and for your team. So that's something to keep in mind. Anyhow, let's see. Do we know how the rest is doing yet? Actually, I can look that up in the Blitz Assistant app that I unfortunately can't show you. FBI made it through. So basically, the battle for 7th and 8th place is still going on full, and it will all depend on the matches right now. Because this is basically one of the things I also always disliked about football. Like knowing that you need another team to do that and that good or that bad in order to go through to the next stage. Never been a fan of that. And that's basically what we are dealing with here right now as well. So let's see, what else can I show you? I know what I can show you because I know he's actually watching and he deserves to be shown off. Someone just said K4 beat Raid 2-0. Yeah, I'm not surprised there because that is not Raid. That is a team of borrowed players from a clan that is a lot less good. And I just want to say that I didn't always like Raid, but I always respected them a lot for the way they carried themselves and the way that they behaved and everything. That is all gone out the window since they pulled an FBI. Yes, Raid did exactly the same that FBI did last tourney. And I think it's disgusting because even though, yes, it is technically not against the rules, that is only the case because the rules haven't actually been written. Ascent does not have any written rules. And that is going to change because even Wargaming agrees that this is disgusting. And that it shouldn't happen again. So the next Ascent tournaments will have rules. But yeah, let's focus on this little game where Fufu is driving the LTCB. And I'll rage about the rules and inactions of things later. There's a ladder attached to your tank, by the way, just so you know. Let's see. There you go, some people there. That did not pan though. Thing is, at this stage it looks like a very boring game. I know the results, but I'm very curious how this will go. His teammate is already almost gone. Aim carefully, there you go. This is if you're standing still and you take the time to aim, it can make all the difference. Tanks staying like that also helps. The only thing so far that he's doing that I disagree with is the fact that he's actually moving when he really doesn't have to, because he's unspotted, no one is aiming at him, no one is shooting at him. Let's see. Cheeky little shot there, nicely done. This is similar to the Waffle game, last game, because he's in a spot and he's basically just getting the shots in. His teammate is steadily dying and he has to be careful. Nice shot there. Can he get another? Yes, he can. But in Canyon, this is a very good spot to work. If you can get away with it and no one is paying attention to you, he can get so many shots in. And now people are actually shooting at him. And he does take a hit that he didn't really need to take. VK now making a move, Lycan getting behind. That penned. But he is almost gone. That is the first enemy tank out of the way. He does take it though. He needs to be a little bit more careful with peeking out because now he's basically losing a lot of HP when he doesn't really need to. And that hit the ground though. And that is 2. So they kind of have to be careful. He kind of has to take what damage he can get. In this case I definitely would have started shooting APCR. Sue not looking too healthy. We are almost in a very epic Kolobanov situation. No gun depression, oh my god. Oof, that is a little bit of luck. And that is 3. Lycan arriving, Lycan, ooh, and missing, which is very helpful in this case. And Fufu hightailing it out of there, which is a good call because at this stage you don't want to get murdered like that. 87, still alive, still full health, don't ask how, I don't know. That is kill 4. And this is something I really like. He is relocating, going after low HP targets. Hoping that his teammate will survive long enough for that to happen. He is driving over a turret. And getting kill 5 at this stage. And the KV-1S is looking at him. And he can't really afford to get shot because he might have been murdered straight off. Just remember there's a 5-minute delay because you actually hear my rage in a little bit there. Oof, that bounced though. And he has to be careful not to get shot here. And he has to also make sure that his shots actually pen. And with Pramo, he is doing less damage. He has to be careful of the KV-1S too. Ooh, but he misses. And he misses! There we go, that is number 6. Lycan waiting for Fufu to peek out. And this is actually nice because you can see Fufu watching that. But he has to be careful. And I like that he's not actually risking the game here. There you go. Just one more. And he shoots. And he shoots too. Oh my god, but he bounces. Ah! And Fufu takes it home. Oh my god. That is an ace and a res with 4k damage in tier 7. You can't get much more epic than that. And this guy, yeah, he won't know what a res is yet. So we have to forgive him. But let's see. But yeah, to actually, what time does the battle start? Because I'm so bad at this. Where's my Winsk? There you are. 32. That means in 8 minutes, which means I cannot show you another replay, which means that I can rage. But yeah, basically what happened is that FBI did it last week, Raid did it now. They didn't qualify on Thursday, they didn't get a ticket then. So instead they sort of like went around begging other clans to join them so that they could use the tickets that those guys earned for their clans to register a team today, because even if you don't even show up and do absolutely nothing, as I showed you earlier, you still get 2.3k credits here, cups here. So they basically safeguarded their position in the top 8, which I think is just despicable behavior. Because, and this is where what really gets me, then the defense is, yes, but a team that has been so consistently in the top X, in Raid's case, they have won Twisted 2018, and they've consistently been in the top 8 and everything. That does not mean that you're gonna get it every time, and using that as an excuse and complaining about the format of the tournament does not change the way that you're basically behaving now. This is not gentlemanlike behavior, this is not sportsmanlike behavior. I find it quite disgusting that you're doing it and that you're basically throwing away all respect that you've built over the years, because that is basically the thing that I've heard most today about Raid just losing all respect. And the thing is that Toby, one of Raid's players, last week was talking about how what FBI did was disgusting as well. And then Raid, in their defense, said that Toby always says things that are different from the rest of the team or some sorts. And that basically just means that Toby is the one gent that is left in there, depending on how he feels about it now, because I haven't heard him say anything yet about it with regards to what Raid is doing right now. And even if they didn't show up because they didn't feel like it was fair to play, I don't know if they've said that, by the way, but they might. That doesn't change the fact that they did register a team today when they didn't even qualify for it, using other clans people's players to get that team together. So yeah, I'm very much against that, and I'm very glad that Wargaming agrees that stuff like that shouldn't happen, and that they're actually going to write out rules to prevent this kind of stuff from happening in future Ascent tournaments. And I'm all for basically Wargamer locking it down. For the professionals, players are not allowed to switch teams. That should be the same case for the Ascent tournaments. At least for the week. Not like for the whole month, because that's a very long period. But if you make it so that... Here we go. If you make it so that players that have participated in the Thursday tournament cannot change clans before the Saturday tournament is over, that would be against the rules. You effectively go around this. Or if you just make the tickets clan related rather than player related, which basically means that I could earn a ticket for GNA, and if I left GNA, then GNA would still have the ticket. That would be a lot more fair. So then you can't get these stupid ticket swaps. So yeah, that is my thoughts on that. I'm just really glad that Wargaming is going to plug that hole. So 4 minutes left to go. We are going to go to Normandy. One warning about Normandy: the free camera mode is broken. So it's not going to be working as intended. I can't fly up unless I go to the beach side. And you basically get a lawnmower cam, so I will be sticking to players a lot more. There's nothing to do about that. So let's see how this is going to go. 3.5 minutes left to go before we go into this match. In the meantime, to the people PMing me on Discord, and oof, Every's Ivory just restarted. So if you are following him, he is following EG, and his battles are about to start. Go to his channel directly rather than to the link in game, because that is not working. But that too is not something that anyone can do anything about. Just under 3 minutes left to go before we go into the match. And basically these are the matches that it all depends on. Imo, and Win, and Lux Novum, and FBI. Everything depends on this matchup as to who goes through to the next round. So pull the magic out of your asses. Make it happen, Win. Win completely ready now with 2 113s, a 215B, 2 Sherries, left nut and right nut on my bed, an IS4 and a 268 for Normandy. And I wonder if you're going to see some of those trick shots now. Normandy is a map that allows for them, but the Sheridans and the missiles are quite fickle, so it is a little bit of a risk to take to use that. At the same time, even with APCR, with the shell velocity and the pan and everything, they can do massive, massive damage here. So fingers crossed for win here. 1.5 minutes left to go before we go into the match. Locan are also ready with 2 113s, 2 Leos and 3 IS4s. Interesting lineup. We don't see Leos all that often. They can work wonders though. So it will be good to see what's going to happen with this. Just over a minute left. This is like, I always get a little bit like right along with the team that I'm following. And with the pressure that Win is under, that is all the more right now. Because I just really want them to succeed here. "44 seconds left before we go into the game. And then we see what is going to happen on Normandy. Streaming might look a little bit weird because of the whole way that this will go with the free camera that is broken. On the beach side, no issue. I can't get to see in the free camera. I will basically literally be stuck against the ground. And 10 seconds left to go. Here we go. Let's see what happens. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. That was a big sigh. See, it is getting to me, oh my god. And here we go, I'm going to be sticking to the players. Not even going to bother with the free cam unless we see a lot of action at the beach. And with left nut going here, he's not going into the base. He's mainly there to spot. See who is where. He has been spotted himself, so he has to be a little bit careful. C and D now being taken. And he's in a relatively safe place. All of Win on this side. And that means that Win will have a point advantage and a base advantage. The Leo's going back up. And basically all they need to do now is keep base B safe. And left nut is basically just driving around, spotting people, keeping his team alert to where they are. And with Locan not being able to take base B, if Win plays this carefully, they could potentially win this. And he's just using the dip in the playground basically around the plane to not get hit. Ooh, that missed though. And that didn't pan. Base C is being stolen. I'm going to take you over there. Here we go. Base C has been taken. Base A is now being taken, but left nut is not alone there. Oh, it's the right nut that actually taken. It's Gabe losing quite a bit of HP. They oof, big hits into the Leo there. But they need to be more careful. At the same time, we have Sheridan action on the other side. And he is taking a hit. And another one. big hit in turn though. Rico arriving, Baron low on HP. But overall, I want to see what happens. Win pulling back, Ollie wanting to stay safe. The battle is still on. Left Nut has lost a lot of HP here. He has to be careful. Right Nut also not looking too healthy. They need to get their base back and they need to survive more than anything. If they lose players here, the game will go to Loka, and I think that Win has not been careful enough. And the Sheridan should not have gone to A. Win going in. There goes Gabe, he is the first one out. They need to take the guns out. Tumpy is still alive, just don't ask how. They want to get the juicy Leos out of the way. Lay's not looking too healthy. There goes Ollie, there goes Tumpy. Lay's still alive, but barely. Loka has more guns. 268 going in, wanted to get that shot into the Leo, which is presented to him on a silver platter. But now Kuma is in trouble. Ariana Grande moving in, getting that shot in. He has to take the shot, he can't afford not to. It is 3 versus 2. Only the nuts are left. And they're not looking too healthy. There you go. And the first game is definitely for Loka. Let's see. He's not going to be able to win this, but will he get another shot in? Will he get another kill in? Doesn't look like it. There you go. And the first game is for Loka. And Bad Idea just asked, do you know who the creator of Loka is? You said that he was the leader. Yes, I was the creator and I was the leader. I created this together with Synodium and Jude in 95. But all the same, I am rooting for Win for multiple reasons. If they get knocked out, so do I as streamer, but mostly I just want to see them succeed and get into that top 8. One and a half minutes left to go before we go into the second match of this matchup. Win now taking 3 1-1-3s, 2 Sherries, and IS-4 and a 268. And I think they played too aggressively, but also not aggressive enough. If they actually had pushed, it might have gone different. If the Sheridans had not gone to base A, but had stayed around and enjoyed the fray, it might have been very, very different. And Loka is taking 2 1-1-3s, 2 Leos, and 3 IS-4s again. "45 seconds left to go. Don't know about you guys, I'm nervous. My heart is beating in my throat. And then we get to go into the second match. And this will be like, the pressure is definitely on. Win has to win this one and the next one in order to go through to the next round. Whereas Loka only has to win one more to go to the next round. And if they do, then Win is effectively out of the top 8. So come on, Win. Here we go. And I wonder if they're going to do the same thing with camping the bases. They just need to be careful not to lose the bases. And at the same time be careful. Let's see. There you go. Ooh. My game is not doing anything. There you go. Moving again. That is helpful. Left Nut is not alone there. He's noticing that now. But he's not taking any chances. No party without me is there as well. Base D has been kept. Left not getting the blip out of there. Right not also going away. Basically, if they push on one side, they could potentially get away with it. Left not missed by multiple players here. Both teams have a base. Loka is spread out. Leo has been spotted. The Sheridans are moving in together. But they will need to make sure that every shot counts. Because they do not have the DPM. Massive hits there. Into the Leos. And they are now... Oof, Karolak. Almost gone. They are focusing those Leos. And they really need to. They can't afford to lose any guns here. There go the Leos. Ollie not looking healthy though. Left not also not looking too healthy. Come on, work with me. It is actually not switching the camera. That is so helpful. Light not almost not there anymore. But still alive. Loka has 3 guns. Win has only lost 1 so far. But they have quite some low HP targets, they need to be careful. That missile did not pen. Gabe is now being focused on. Right now's position actually allows me to show that quite nicely. It is 6 versus 3. But it will be difficult. That not penning does not help. There goes Gabe. There goes right nut. No party without me about to deal with the 268. Andram, a Trumpy, arriving there. Missile hit from left nut. And no party without me is basically pushed into with his flank. And now only Survivor is the last one to survive. And he's not going to win versus 3 guns here. He does take another shot. But the game is for win, and we get to go to a tiebreaker. So fingers crossed. We also get to go to a more normal map, though my camera has been derping around there a little bit. Let's see. Ooh. You guys, honestly. 1.5 minutes left to go. Win almost ready. Taking some 215Bs. Someone is suggest only 1 not left. Oh my god, the puns and the names, that's just... I've had so much fun. I remember that the first time that I actually streamed anything with Skate, that was a few years back. We were co-commentating, so we were on his channel, he was showing the camera, but we were commentating together. And we had left nut and right nut, and he and I just had such a fit of giggles over that. Like mind in the other giggles and everything. Especially if you actually see left nut's avatar on Discord. It fits, let's put it that way. I think right nut has the other side that just, yeah. But with half a minute left to go, we go into the tiebreaker soon with Win taking a 140, a 113, 2 Sheridans, 2 215Bs and an STB versus 1 215B, 2 T62As, 3 E5s and 1 IS4s. Oh my god. 10 seconds left to go. Countdown clock is beginning. We are going into the game. And let's see what's going to happen. My heart is beating in my throat here. This is like one of the things I love and hate about streaming. You start to live with your team, or at least the team that you're streaming. And yeah, the pressure is so on them. I so want them to take this home. Let's see. And I can actually free camera again. Woohoo! And we see Loka heading towards the desert. Win doing the same thing again. Oh my god, this camera stuff. This is basically something that has been happening in Desert Sands. Specifically this map. Left not losing HP. My camera just being a very big bitch. I'm actually going to just go with the tank watching again, because that is going to work better in this case. Left not in trouble here, but still relatively safe now. As long as they're not pushing. We see some fire lines happening. Kuma going into an excellent STB position, but he is basically on his own. Win is a little bit spread out. He's just mainly keeping watch for everyone that is coming, but with him being alone, he kind of just needs to like not be there. Especially with the E5s all together. And he's now going to meet the rest of them. Oh, Kuma! Getting absolutely hammered. And I wonder if he's even going... No, he's not going to be able to get away from there. First gone. Tumpy not looking too healthy either. They have the sandbag armor on, but they kind of need to arrive very fast the rest of Win. If they want to save their teammates. Tumpy is still alive, but barely. He's not going to survive this. Ariana Grande losing a lot of HP. Left Nut arriving, Ollie from north, not looking too healthy either. Left Nut taking a hit there. There goes Ollie. There goes No Party Without Me and Ariana Grande. It is 3 versus 4, but Right Nut is right in the middle of it, and he needs to get away from there very, very fast if he wants to survive this. Left Nut taking a hit. They want to get Karolak. That is the weakest target right now. But this is not going to survive her, taking a hit into Left Nut. Left Nut, the last one alive. E5 is going to come. There goes Left Nut. There, ooh, only Gabe is left at this stage. And Loka is going to win this. And Loka is kicking Win out of the top 8. Oh my god. Very well played by Loka. Win too spread out to pull back in time. To help each other. And Loka capitalizing on that. This is why they're currently placed number 4. And that is saying something, of course, but I really would have liked Win to win this. Because this is the end of not just my stream, but also of their hope to get into the top 8. Because with everyone reaching this stage, it means that the standings are basically going to stay the same. Which means that if we get my trusty mouse out there, it means that this is not changing. The cups, they will go up, but the positioning is not. So that means that Win cannot reach the top 8 anymore. And that just blows. So, yeah. I'm sad. Like I said, definitely well played by Loka. They did epically the way that they pulled together in the desert. They pushed together in the desert. They took out the targets that were left to them. Kuma being where he is, basically alone, as I already stated when he was there, was the big weakness for Win, and Loka capitalized on that, and it is kind of revolved from there on out. So even though the damage is not that far apart, the guns were going from Win too quickly to make up for it. So that is it for me tonight then, for the EU server. I've not been able to use my Excel sheet for Asia to fill it out with the end scores to see who's going through. I'm not going to be able to do that for the EU either, because there is still 3 matches left, which is about an hour and a half. So I'm not going to be waiting for that to finish. But if you want to watch Veil, you should switch over to Fugit stream. Fugit 555 on Blitz. Link is in the game as well, actually. Let me just grab that. So we have Fugit streaming Veil, so that's definitely worth watching as well. We have Every streaming EG. This link is not going to be working. Go to his channel directly. He is still streaming, but his Wi-Fi crashed, so he had to restart. And we have Ninja, which is Miga's YouTube, streaming APA. I'm not entirely certain if it is English or Polish tonight, but I believe it is English. So that's definitely worth a watch as well. I'm going to call it a night. I'm going to direct you to those other streams. Have fun. Let's see actually who is, do we know yet? We have Imor versus Veil, Loka versus Lux Novum, Legion versus not sure yet, and Souls versus EG. So Souls is basically solidifying their position. All three except for Win have made it through to the next round. So the battle for 7th and 8th place is still full on going and will depend on the next few matches. The only one we don't know yet is APA versus FBI. Let's have a quick look if the game might know that yet. APA, how are you doing? Dun 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 dun. It helps if you load. Oh, they are still going. So yeah, I'm not gonna wait for that. Like I said, for APA, go to Ninja's channel, Miga's. For Veil, go to Fugit. And for EG, go to Every Good Name is Taken. So thank you all for watching. I'm afraid that this is the end for me tonight. And I will be back in about 6 hours. In about 6 hours. To stream the NA last ticketed Ascent Tournament. And I will be streaming Rain tonight. So that's definitely worth a watch as well if you're still up at that time. So for now, everyone, have a good night. And I will see you later. And if not tonight for the NA, I will see you back with the professionals. The good part of that is that I can't be knocked out. As a streamer, at least, I will stream every match. So, good night for now. Thank you for watching. Thank you, Win, for putting up one hell of a fight. And I was really rooting for you guys. But for now, this is it. Loka is through. Well deserved. They played epically. Not dissing that at all. But yeah. We all have favorites. And Win was one of mine. So, let's continue. Go watch the other streams. And like I said, I'll be back for NA. And otherwise, see you for the professionals. Good night.